Investigation into couple's mysterious death in Fiji could take weeks, officials say. The results of an investigation into the death of an American couple in Fiji last month could take weeks, and possibly. David Paul, 37, and his wife, Michelle Paul, 35, arrived in Fiji on May 22 and checked into their hotel on Dinara Island, west of the archipelago nation's main island. Soon after, the couple, who lived in Fort Worth, Texas. After the news of how long the investigation into the couple's deaths may take was released in a statement Sunday local time on the Pacific Island. The country called the investigation a priority and said it continues to work with the World Health Organization, U.S. Embassy, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and Fiji Police's Forensics Department. 5 people, including medical staff who came in close contact with the couple at the clinic where they were treated and died, were released from the hospital in good health after being quarantined as a precaution, the health ministry announced Sunday. Relatives had not. David and Michelle Paul are survived by 4 young children, a 1-year-old boy they had together and 3 children from previous relationships who are now in the custody of relatives in the United States. Michelle Paul's father, Mark Kavanagh, that his daughter and son-in-law were perfectly healthy when he saw them before leaving for their overseas vacation. They show that Michelle Paul contacted her parents as she and her husband were on their way to seek treatment at a local clinic. Michelle Paul messaged them again after returning to their hotel. David Paul's sister, Rebecca Ward, told ABC News that her brother awoke after resting in their hotel room and his wife was clammy. When the couple returned to the hospital, it was too late for Michelle Paul. She died on May 20. David Paul died 2 days later. An official with the U.S. Department of State has confirmed the couple's deaths and said the department is monitoring the ongoing local investigation, but couldn't offer details about how their trip took a deadly twist. Michelle Paul's father told ABC News that Fiji's health ministry has agreed to send specimens from the autopsies to the U.S. Centers for Disease and Control Prevention's headquarters in Atlanta to be analyzed. A CDC spokesperson told ABC News that the agency is helping investigate the deaths. A spokesperson for the World Health Organization said in a statement Thursday that the agency is providing. An official with the U.S. Department of State confirmed the couple's deaths to ABC News and said the department is monitoring the ongoing local investigation, but couldn't offer details about how their trip took a deadly twist. ABC News' Karma Allen, Connor Finnegan, Bill Hutchinson, Kevin Lowe and Lisa Sivertson contributed to this report.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.